Hey guys, Iggy back again with Dragon Blogger. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of the Asus Sabertooth Z87 motherboard. It's a bad little boy and also part of a much larger review. So stay looking out for Dragon Blogger. Of course it's going to be announced and all that good stuff as it usually is, but again this is part of a much larger review. So let's get to this unboxing real quick. Alright, so starting up with the unboxing, obviously I'm going to open it up, but I do want to mention one thing. This is a little bit of a cheat. I have already unboxed it. I was doing the build and everything, and then I realized, oh crap, I didn't do an unboxing, so I put everything as nicely as I could. I didn't open everything, but I did open a lot. If it looks a little bit weird inside, it's because it is. I packaged it. I'm not a good packager guy thing. So anyway, with that said, let's go ahead and open this guy. Oops, I was right the first time. Alright, here is the beautiful motherboard, but I will save that for a second. Put this off to the side, and put this off to the side. Alright, so here we got a ton of stuff. We have the tough inside for your case. They didn't think about it, but if you have a white case, you're not going to be able to see it. Either which way, white case. Foreshadowing again. Put that away. Kind of cool, you get a sticker. Accessory installation guide. This motherboard comes with two fans, not on the motherboard because some people don't want it, but they're optional of course. Probably you want it if you're an overclocker. This is definitely something you will need to open up and take a look into if you're going to be installing the fans that it comes with. Alright, I've already looked into that previously. Again, I'm sorry guys. These are the thermal cables for Asus's thermal radar. You would put these where you want the BIOS to detect heat signatures or the different heat in the case. So that's pretty cool. This is a BIOS feature and well, again, very nice stuff. Again, it'll show you all the heat pockets and where it's cool, where it's not. So very cool. Alright, your SLI bridge. And this is for when you cable the motherboard with the front panel connections, your power button, your reset, your LED, all that good stuff. These are for people that constantly are going to be moving things around. So you just plug them in here and this little thing plugs into the motherboard itself, just to make it a little bit easier for you guys. Asus's certificate of reliability through Asus's, or all the Sabertooth boards from Asus would have this reliability. This is a 5-year warranty for all the stuff, the capacitors, the chokes, the MOSFETs, which make up Asus's 8+2 digital phase power. So just so that it's going to regulate the power that goes across capacitors, chokes, and MOSFETs. Pretty cool stuff. Again, a 5-year warranty. Military grade, so they use the highest end components, highest quality stuff. Kind of makes me think, though, what do they use for everything else? Anyways, so pretty cool there. This talks about the Tough Series 5-year warranty and the motherboard manual. This is going to have all your good stuff, all the information you may not know. Look in here, it's there. If they don't have it, you go online, it's probably updated. It's probably there. Put that away. Alright, get back to this in one sec. Your SATA cables. There are no SATA 2 plugs on this board. It's all SATA 3 compliant. That doesn't mean you can't use your SATA 2 hard drives. You can, and they're going to go just as fast as they did before. Maybe a tiny bit faster. This is just telling you that they're all SATA 6 compliant. So, good stuff. Put those aside. This is one of two fans that go connected to the motherboard. You'll see me install this. So, the other one I left in here. The driver CD. This is for quick access to all the drivers. Mind you, by the time you get this, even if it was brand new, it's going to be out of date, so you're going to want to go online to Intel's site, Realtek site, and all the other chipsets they use on here, Ask Media. So this is just to get you started. And let's put this box away. This is a package full of really cool stuff. So you're going to get your screws and all that good stuff. Up. And again, I've already opened it, so it's not perfectly packaged. This is the other fan. So it's got a bunch of these guys. At first I wondered, what are these things? Then I did the unthinkable and I actually looked through the manual. So these are to cover the USB ports, the audio ports, the PCI-E ports, the memory ports, or everything, SATA ports, everything, so that you don't get dust on it. I think that's an awesome feature. Pretty cool stuff there. I'll put this aside. I'm definitely going to come back to that very soon. All the screws for all the good stuff it has. And this is a little piece of foam. This foam is for one of the fans. This keeps that fan from, rattling a lot, making excessive noise. So keeps it nice and tight in there. And a few more things. The I/O shield. All the USB ports, Ethernet, SPDIF out, optical out, display port, HDMI, and your high definition audio. They're all right there. Awesome stuff. And this little grill right here is for one of the fans. It goes on the I/O portion of the motherboard, so that's kind of cool. And just some tops for the motherboard. So and onto the motherboard. So this is the motherboard. This has got some awesome stuff. First off, you're going to notice the motherboard is covered in plastic. Well, yeah, that's true, but that's to keep from dust and all that other stuff from getting on all these components, the tough military grade stuff. So pretty cool stuff. This is called thermal armor and thermal fortifier. So the fan goes back here, and I'll install it. One fan there and one fan here. Blow air all across these little guys here. And when you want to blow air through here or out to the CPU through here, you can control that flow. I think that's an awesome little feature. Same here. Some to blow over the memory, some to blow over the CPU. Awesome stuff there. So here you have your MOSFETs, and under there you have your alloy chokes, so good stuff out of there. And here you have your ICH or the Z87 chipset. This whole board is scanned, and the tough capacitors. So this whole board is screened 7 times rigorously to meet the military grade specifications through military tests, all that good stuff. I don't know what those tests consist of, but they're good supposedly. On top of airflow, you got this back here too. This is to prevent your board from bending and all that good stuff. Not from shipping, but at the same time from shipping. If you have heavy video cards, they're going to pull down on this, and then if you have a heavy CPU fan, that's going to pull down. This is to prevent that from damaging the board and bending the board, so nice extra precautions there. So through here, your DP and your HDMI port, you can, with the right CPU, the K CPUs won't work on it, but I'm sorry, it will work on the board, but will not work for the video. With certain CPUs, you can get up to 4K ready Ultra HD video for resolutions of 4096 by 2160. Again, that'll go through HDMI or the display port. Awesome little feature. This board is also made to RoHS standards, or RoHS, which means this board can also ship to Europe. It's more of a green board, meaning it's more eco-friendly and energy efficient. Pretty cool stuff there. The board supports up to 1866 memory, but looking through the QVL, or the qualified vendor list for the memory, it will take 2133 and 2400 gigahertz RAM. That's probably going to be with a little bit of overclocking, but it supports XMP profiles, extreme memory profiles, so you'll probably be able to get away with it as long as they're JEDEC standard. Right up here, you have count them, 6 Intel 6GB SATA ports. Whereas before, most time you had 4 SATA 2s, and then 2 SATA 3s, and then 2 AS Media or whatever the other ones are, ports supporting 6GB transfer rates. Now these are all 6GB transfer rate. These are Intel, these are AS Media. Flip it over, you have 2 eSATA ports controlled by the AS Media controller. ASM 1061 controller, very nice. Back here you have the Intel Gigabit Ethernet port, so good stuff there. And then you have the Realtek ALC 1150 8-channel HD audio support. So, and then optical as well. So pretty cool stuff. Right here you have the BIOS flashback. In case you ruin your board, flashing the BIOS or doing whatever, you can always go back. The flashback is also good for another purpose. I'll get into that right now. So the board comes with the Intel's 4th generation CPU support, socket 1150. Now, it's not going to support every single 4th gen CPU right when you open the package. For example, on the 4790K, you need to either put an older 4th gen CPU, one of the first ones, a lot cheaper, pop it in here, flash it, and then take the CPU out. Well, obviously turn it off. Then take the CPU out, and then you'll support the 4790K. Or, without putting a CPU here, you can use the BIOS flashback to update to that BIOS that it needs. So, 2 features right there, pretty nice. The SATA ports will support RAID 0, 1, 5, and 10, the Intel one, so that's pretty nice. And the Realtek supports Blu-ray, has Blu-ray support. So you can connect a Blu-ray drive and it'll play just fine. Mind you, you need to have an HDCP compliant monitor, but that's a different story. Back here, you have 4 USB 3.0s powered by Intel. Then you have 4 here, 4 USB 2.0 and 1.1. So you're probably thinking, wow, only 8 total USB ports? Not really. With the headers here, supported by your case, you can plug in up to 4 more USB 3s and 4 more USB 2s. So that's a nice feature. Alright, so by 16, and by 4, then by 1 PCI-E slots. Mind you, this is by 16 and this is by 16 all on, I'm sorry, this is by 8. So 16, 8, 4. When you use SLI or Crossfire though, this will come down to 8. So these will both be running your PCI-E by 8, which is more than enough. So good stuff there. Now let's get to some installing. Alright. Oh, and I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, you can plug in, these are for USB 2. These are for front panel USB 3s. So, sorry about that, guys. Alright, so here you have your standard 24-pin ATX power. Here you have your standard 8-pin or 4-pin power. 8-pin, you provide more power for the CPUs so you can get much cleaner overclock. So, pretty nice. Back up here, your CPU fan. That's where you would plug it into. Optional CPU fan, a chassis fan, and the assist fan. Again, I'll show you right now what that assist fan is.